can influence our actions. Imagine we are going for a wedding. We buy expensive clothes, jewelry, and we wear nice clothes. And in a wedding, how we act is different to how we act in a funeral. In a wedding, we dance, sing, and we chat, we laugh, and everyone enjoying there. But in a funeral, it's quite different. In a funeral, we wear white or black clothes, or we don't talk that much loudly, or we don't laugh. We are quiet, and we are mourning. So when we are going on a trip, it's different again, what we wear, what we do, and also going to a church, temple, then again it's different. So the environment influence our actions. Kaya Sankara, Vachi Sankara, and Mano Sankara, thoughts, actions, and words. Also, the need, or we call it unata, also affects our actions. If our food is run out at our home, then if there is nothing in the fridge, empty, our cupboards are empty, we quickly put everything else aside and go and do the shopping. So if the unata or the need is high, our actions also change. So also suffering also affect our actions and the happiness. Think about you are ill and had to undergo saline, and you didn't have food for two or 3 days, and you were given food, and you feel really happy after giving the food. So when the suffering is high, the happiness also high. So if you're having your meal every day, and it doesn't make any big difference to you when you have a meal, it's part of your daily living, so you don't give much attention to it, or your happiness is not that high. It's normal, neutral, upeksha. Then we imagine again the high need, looking for buying something that you were looking for many, many years. You wanted to buy something, but you couldn't find it. And the unata is very high. You go to a city somewhere and you find the thing that you wanted always, and you become really happy. So the unata is high, your happiness also high. So its environment influence our behaviors or actions a lot. We think we are doing things. That thought is not enough. For example, after work, you may say to your colleague that you want to go home. But to go home, how many things need to get fulfilled? You just can't go home because you just have the thought. You need to be healthy enough to walk or to take the bus. You need to have money to buy the ticket, or your car need to work properly, or it's bahuhetuka, we call it bahuhetuka. So many hetus or causes needs to get fulfilled to um, go home. It's not only having the thought of going home is not enough. We say we are going home, we went home. We focus on me and mine, but many hetus or causes affect our actions and support the thinking. So we don't um, see this that often because we don't pay attention that much. Also, um, to keep the happiness, we need to not only all the hetus need to come to fulfill, but our maintenance is also important. Think about your home. If your drains get blocked or your there is a leak on the roof or something, you need to repair these. Otherwise, you can't have a peaceful mind. So maintaining is very important as well. Your car, if you don't check the fuel, you don't need, if you don't check the tires, then you can't have a proper ride. You will get stuck in the middle somewhere on a motorway or somewhere, and you will have to face troubles. So maintaining is also important, but we don't pay much attention to these sometimes. Of course, if our car or house, we will give attention to a certain level, but we don't pay attention that we are doing these things to maintain our daily lives. We only think that we are doing, I am doing, I checked my car. But actions are influenced because of the hole in the roof. Otherwise, that action will not happen. We are influenced by environment always. The car, if the tires are um, worn off, only we go to the garage to get it repaired. So, or fix another new tire. So always our actions are influenced by the environment. Bahuhetuka, many causes affects our actions. Even we don't think about it that much. We think we are doing, I am going home, I am repairing this, I am doing that. But even though we focus on that way, but many reasons, many causes affects our behavior, influence our behavior. So, Hetupala Dhamma, we call it Hetupala Dhamma. Our mind is also influenced by other things we have done in the past as well. If we have released lots of negative thoughts, energy to the universe, and we attract them more. So that also influence our actions and things. If you have done lots of good karmas, then you attract lots of good karmas and your path will be smooth. And if you have released lots of dark energies or black rays to the universe, you attract them more. That's why when we are ill or suffering, going through some bad pace, we go to a church or a temple or somewhere to meditate or to chant or pray. So we attract more of our white rays, the what we have released to the universe. Um, Also, um, like body clocks, uh, circadian rhythm, those who have studied may have in biology may have heard about it. Circadian rhythm, our body has a rhythm. We wake up in the morning, we go to sleep at night, we have 3 meals, some have 2 meals, but it's their personal choice. So their body is according to that rhythm. So, same as the body, our mind also have cycles. We call it Paticca Samuppada chakra or the dependent origination. These chakras happens all the time, even we don't pay much attention. Avidya chakra or ignorance chakra or the cycle helps supports our unwholesome acts, avijja. Avijja also start um, due to asat purusha sevana, the influence from the people around us. If we have people who likes alcohol too much, and it can influence us. So the ignorance happen from the people around us will add to our ignorance. And then this cycle has many steps. I'm not going to go into that deep level. Um, I think those who have studied Ayurveda also we talk about these cycles, the mind cycle. But in meditation also we talk about these cycles. So avijja paccaya sankara, sankara paccaya vijnana, vijnana paccaya namarupa, namarupa paccaya salayatana, salayatana paccaya passo, passa paccaya vedana, vedana paccaya tanha, tanha paccaya upadana, Dana-pacha, bhavo, bhava-pacha, jati, jara, marana, shoka, parideva. So that's a long, lengthy chakra. I'm not going to focus on all steps, but to give an example how this chakra works, I'll pick up few steps from here and there to explain this. So you have lots of friends who like alcohol and it influences you, your avijja or the ignorance came to play, and then your sankaro thoughts will be about alcohol now. Wanting to drink alcohol, you're thinking about the pub, then um, sankhara pacha, your actions will also towards to go to that pub now. Sankara Pacha Vijnanam, your mind is also full of thoughts about going to have a drink. Sankara Pacha Vijnana, Vijnana Pacha Namarupa. You are imagining the pub, your friends having a drink. So, Vijnana Pacha Namarupang, Namarupa Pacha Salayatanang. So, your uh, five senses also towards it, and you can have liquor, passa, you touch alcohol from with the mind and the body, passa pacha vedana, you have the satisfaction through it, and passa pacha vedana, your feelings comes, happy feelings, vedana pacha tanha. So you start craving for it again and again and again. Then tanha pacha upadana. You will cling it to it. To cling to your alcoholic friends and your drinks, and you drink in the pub until 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and you become a alcoholic. That becoming alcoholic person or the bhava, alcoholic bhava. So that's how that ignorant chakra, avijja chakra works. That's just one example. And there is a wholesome chakra happens our mind sometimes. So that's kusala mula chakra. You are planning to donate something, you're having those thoughts, etc. So you're going to attend a temple or a church or a meditation session, or you're going to teach somebody something, help an elderly person. So all these are wholesome acts. So kusala mula paticca samuppada comes into place in your mind. So Vijnana Pacha Namarupa, you're imagining what you're doing and all. Then Vijnana Namarupa Pacha Salayatana, so your sense organs and all works according to that. And then chakra goes and you end up becoming a wholesome bhava, wholesome, or the wholesome person. So these thoughts go according to that. We don't see this. This chakra happens in our mind without we knowing. Every moment, chakra, either avijja chakras or kusalamula chakras or anything. So uh, also, um, we look at this through mind. We call it yoniso manasikara. Yoniso means the root. We look at how these roots work, how the way I explained that we are looking at how this happened in our mind, how we become an alcoholic. We always look at the pala or the result. I'm an alcoholic now, how can I come out of it? But we don't think and look at where it started. We always need to look at the beginning of it, where it started, how it started, etc. So, then it's easy to come out of certain actions. So it naturally comes out. We do things, we create pratyaya or the things that support actions, and also from the universal energies also support, and that support comes from the samanantara anantara pratyaya. We create a positive mind, then we attract positive things. If we create a negative mind, we create negative things. We attract negative things from the universe. I just mentioned few things there, so hopefully it's not too complicated for you. Um, this is the beginner session, so I don't want to go into deep Dhamma, but try to mention few things, sometimes thinking that knowing little bit about these things also helpful. So, okay, everyone. So, those are a few thoughts for today. If you listen to the recording again, you will be able to understand what I said. So, let's move on to the meditation part. Um, you can find a place where it's quiet and less noisier, and you can keep your back straight, and either you can close your eyes or wide close. You can open little bit, or if you are used to keep open your eyes and meditate, then you can do that as well. But it's better close your eyes to avoid distractions. And then let's focus, bring our mind back to our body. Um, Focus on your body, starting from forehead. Let's go move our mind to our feet. Focus on forehead, cheeks, neck, shoulders, chest, tummy area, thighs, knees, lower part of the legs, and feet. You go upwards, feet, legs, knees, thigh, tummy, chest, neck, and forehead. Take a 3 long breaths slowly. And then release. And we can focus on the air element, not from nasal cavity to the lungs. We are just focusing on the lightness of the air, the movement quality of the air, the lightness, how the air moves throughout our body. out of 5 elements: air, earth, water, space. We are focusing on the light element in the body. It helps to calm our mind. When you focus on the element, we feel calmer, relaxed, and lighter. Let's begin the chanting. When you focus, your level of concentration goes up. When you think about the meaning, your wisdom develops. Raga, lopasita nivi nivi nivan suvadaneva. That means our greed will reduce and free the mind. Dvesha sita nivi nivi nivan suvadaneva. That's our anger, agitation, reduces and brings lightness to the mind. Mohasita nivi nivi nivan suvadaneva. That means our ignorant mind will reduce and feel the enlightenment or the blissful mind. Papasita nivi nivi nivan suvadaneva. That means our sinful mind will reduce and bring blissful state to our mind. That's the meaning of the chanting. And let's begin that and move on. Lopasita nivi nivi nivan suvadaneva. Mo Dveshasita nivi nivi nivan suvadaneva. Mohasita nivi nivi nivan suvadaneva. Papasita nivi nivi nivan suvadaneva. Lobhasita nivi nivi nivan suvadaneva. Dveshasita nivi nivi nivan suvadaneva. Mohasita nivi nivi nivan suvadaneva. Papasita nivi nivi nivan suvadaneva. The greed in the mind will reduce and bring blissfulness to the mind. Lopasita nivi nivi nivan suvadaneva. Dveshasita nivi nivi nivan suvadaneva. The anger in the mind will reduce and bring blissful nature to the mind. Mohasita nivi nivi nivan suva daneva. The ignorant mind will get reduced and bring blissful nature to the mind. Papasita nivi nivi nivan suva daneva. The sinful mind will reduced and will bring blissfulness to the mind. Lobhasita nivi nivi nivan suva daneva. Dveshasita nivi nivi nivan suva daneva. Mohasita nivi nivi nivan suva daneva. Papasita nivi nivi nivan suva daneva. Papasita nivi nivi nivan suva daneva. Lobhasita nivi nivi nivan suva daneva. Dveshasita nivi nivi nivan suva daneva. Mohasita nivi nivi nivan suva daneva. Papasita nivi nivi nivan suva daneva. Let's chant the normal chanting verse. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabba sankara sameto, sabbupadi pati nissago, tanhakayo virago, nirodho nippananti. When the mind becomes calmer, when thoughts becomes calmer, the attachment, clinging reduce, the roaming mind will stop, the craving mind will stop, and we feel the blissfulness. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabbe sankara samato. The mind will become calmer. The thoughts will become calmer. Yadidhang sabba sankara sameto sabbupadi pati nissago tanhakayo virago nirodho nippananti. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabba sankara sameto, sabbupadi pati nissago, tanhakayo virago, nirodho nippananti. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidhang sabba sankara sameto, sabbupadi pati nissago, tanhakayo virago, nirodho, nibbananti. When the mind becomes calmer, when the thoughts become calmer, when the attached mind, clinging mind, the roaming mind, craving mind becomes calmer, we feel the blissfulness. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidhang sabba sankara samato, sabbupadi nissago, tanhakayo virago, nirodho, nibbananti. Papasita nivi nivi nivansuva daneva. Lobhasvita nivi nivi nivansuva daneva. Dveshasita nivi nivi nivansuva daneva. Mohasita nivi nivi nivansuva daneva. Papasita nivi nivi nivansuva daneva. Etang santang etang panitang yadidhang sabba sankara samato sabbupadi patinissago tanhakayo virago nirodho nibbananti. You may be feeling calmer, relaxed, and peace. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidhang sabba sankara samato, sabbupadi patinissago, tanhakayo virago, nirodho, nibbananti. Some of you may be feeling lightness. With practice, your body will feel very light. You may feel like you're floating in the space. That means you're developing the first jhana, the lightness, the air movement is the signs of you are reaching the first jhana. But we are not focusing on these. We need the enlightenment. Jhanas are some additional things that we get when we meditate. And we are focusing on our meditation, and then we will move to the second jhana where we feel the light, like moonlight, coming to your face. Third jhana, you feel the body become a light. Fourth jhana, you will feel like a white light blanket coming, covering yourself, or you become like a tube light, full light. But even first jhana, you can develop your meditation. Even without jhanas, still you can develop wisdom and go through the path to enlightenment through wisdom. If you develop jhana, you can go to enlightenment through samadhi, but final enlightenment is wisdom. Samma sati, concentration. Samma samadhi, it's the highest level of concentration. Then Samma Jnana, Samma Vimukti, the wisdom comes at the final parts to understand the world, the universe, and specifically our own mind, and release from all the worldly things and have peace within our mind. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabbe sankara sameto, sabupadi pati nisako, tanhakayo virago nirodho nippananti. Let's chant the Aloka Karmasthana. Munindu Pudene Magi Hita Alokai. Munindu Pudene Magi Gata Alokai. Pauno Karane Magi Hita Alokai. Pauno karane mage gata alokai. Munindu putane mage ita alokai. The touching the enlightenment will become our mind. See the wisdom. Light can be explained in two ways. The light, the alokasanya, or the wisdom. You can put both meanings to the light. Munidu puttana magigata alokai. The body becomes light, become a light, or you become a fully enlightened person. Pauno karana magisita alokai. Either if you're not doing sinful acts, then your mind become a light on. If you're not doing sinful actions, your mind becomes light, bright as well. Munidu putene mage hita alokai. Munidu putene mage gata alokai. Pauno karane mage හිත ආලෝකයි පවු නොකරන මගේ කත ආලෝකයි මුනිදු පුදන මගේ හිත ආලෝකයි මුනිදු පුදන මගේ කත ආලෝකයි පවු නොකරන මගේ හිත ආලෝකයි පවු නොකරන මගේ ගත ආලෝකයි මුනිදු පුදන මගේ හිත ආලෝකයි මුනිදු පුදන මගේ ගත ආලෝකයි පවු නොකරන මගේ හිත ආලෝකයි පවු නොකරන මගේ ගත ආලෝකයි Let's send some loving kindness thoughts to the world. We may have done some sinful acts without understanding or without knowing that we are doing something bad. We may have harmed the world with our actions without knowing. So, sending loving kindness, we are paying off for what we have done. So, it helps us to develop our path as well. We are thinking of others. So, sending some positive energy to the universe will help our worldly life as well as our to have some comfort in our worldly life and also develop our practice. There are many benefits were explained. Those who meditate, the deities, God's will support them, as well as you sleep well, you can think well, you heal from your diseases well quickly. There are many benefits I've mentioned. Those who spread loving kindness to the world. Those are laukika things, the worldly things, but of course it helps to develop our metta thoughts, the kindness in our mind, and helps to develop our practice. Let's focus on front, all the sentient beings in front. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the front. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on the right. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the right. Let's focus on all the sentient beings behind. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the back. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on the left. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the left. So let's focus on all the sentient beings below. Let's focus on all the sentient beings above. May all the sentient beings, including myself, free from the samsaric suffering. May all free from the disease of samsara, free from the fears of samsara, free from the burning samsara, free from the flames of samsara, free from the sorrowful samsara, free from the sansaric raga, free from the bonds of samsara, free from the ocean of samsara, free from the desert of samsara, free from the darkness of samsara. May all the sentient beings, including myself, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the sentient beings, including myself, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the sentient beings, including myself, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Let's focus on front, all the sentient beings on front. Let's focus on either side of the front. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the front. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on the right. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the right. Let's focus on all the sentient beings behind. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the back. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on left. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of left. Let's focus below, all the sentient beings below. Let's focus on all the sentient beings above. All the sentient beings, including myself, free from this sansaric suffering, free from the disease of samsara, make it freed from the fears of samsara, make it freed from the burning samsara, make it freed from the flames of samsara, make it freed from the sansaric raga, make it freed from the bonds of samsara, make it freed from the ocean of samsara, make it freed from the darkness of samsara, make it freed from the darkness of samsara. May all the sentient beings attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the sentient beings, including myself, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the sentient beings, including myself, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the sentient beings, including myself, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Let's focus on all the sentient beings in front. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the front. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on the right. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the right. Let's focus on all the sentient beings behind. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the back. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on left. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the left. Let's focus on all the sentient beings below. Let's focus on all the sentient beings above. May all the sentient beings, including myself, release from the samsaric suffering. Freed from the disease of samsara, freed from the fears of samsara, free from the burning samsara, freed from the flames of samsara, freed from the sansaric raga, freed from the bonds of samsara, freed from the ocean of samsara, freed from the desert of samsara, freed from the darkness of samsara. All the sentient beings, including myself, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. All the sentient beings, including myself, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. All the sentient beings, including myself, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu. You can slowly open your eyes. That comes to the end of the session. Let's share the merits we have gained through this session to everyone who supported us through our sansaric journey, also during this life, and anybody, any that we have harmed or with unknowingly. So let's share the merits now. We were small children, infants. We couldn't even eat, find food to eat, find something to cover to prevent the cold. That was our parents, the mother who carried us 10 months in her womb, looked after us. Father protected us. So let's send merits to them. And also anyone who guided us, supported us, including our teachers, with even a simple word, showed us the wholesome path, guided us through our lives. Those who gave us jobs, supported us. Also, those who built houses, roads, vehicles, that helps us to live a comfortable life. This technology, those who created this technology, helps us to connect in this way, develop our path. Also the deities, gods who help us, Brahma gods and anyone that we have not mentioned here. Let's share the merits, and may they all rejoice with the merits and be happy and finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So that comes to the end of the session. If you have any questions to ask, we can discuss. Otherwise, we can end the session.
Thank you for hosting today's meditation session, Dr. Gallagher.
Thank
Sadhu, sadhu,
you.
sadhu.
Thank you.